All right, welcome. It is January 2023rd. I think it's could be the 5th, could be the 6th. I don't keep track of dates too much anymore. So here we are in the 1991 500 SL. We are at almost 39,000 miles for a 30-year-old car. So today I am going to install LED headlights in the front. So let's fire this thing up. Back it out a little bit. It's running pretty good. I did do the muffler delete. I went back after getting past emissions and everything. I didn't want any funny business with the tech. There's no muffler. There's a resonator in the center, so it still has quite a muffler system, but it's just a little bit louder and it's just funner to drive. I just have to remember to put a sticky note that says don't go fast, because if you just want to, it sounds so good. Okay, let's lift the hood and see what's under there. Okay, so looks like the driver's side is easy. Hopefully. Might have to use two hands. Press these two in and pull out. This is probably the first time these have been uncovered in a long time. This is the V8 M119. And then we've got the plug. Looks okay. Boy, this hasn't been off in a long time. Okay. Twist the ring. Get the bulb out. Boy, is that is in there. You want to spray some silicone around it? Yeah. Got it out. A little bit of silicone. It's a tight fit. So that is the headlight bulb. It's high beam, low beam, which is nice. And let me get this over here. Okay, here's the LED. Got it on Amazon. It's a high beam, low beam LED. You can see it's got two LEDs on each side. They're very similar to the ones I put in the 300E. It is fan cooled. It's warranted, I don't know, 50,000 hours, something like that. 904. It is a, yeah. And it is a torch beam. And make sure it has the same kind of, I think this part here twists off. No, this part right here twists off. It looks the same. And you want them facing like that, not like this, like that. Okay, so it took me a little while to figure it out, but I got one side in. So on these things, there's this little part right here that comes off, goes in like, it's kind of like a twist lock type thing, and it comes off. Now, this part right here, it has just this one little indentation, I guess, and when it goes into the headlight housing there, you just find that you'll see some notches in there, and you get that over one of the notches, and it should be okay. Then it sits flush, and then this thing goes in, right? But there's that little round plastic thing that holds it to the headlight housing. It's part of the car, right? So what you got to do is take this off like this, and then put that little round holder downer and stick it over right here, because you can't get it through here and over that because this is too wide. And once you got that on there, then you can slip this guy back in, and then you get this thing lined up to the little slot or whatever it is on the housing, and you'll feel it push, and then the thing it won't be like cockeyed, like, you know, like that. It'll be nice and flush, and then there's no more real twisting or anything like that. And then you look at that white collar, and it's got 3 notches in it, and you line those up to the notch holes, or whatever you want to call it, the receiving end of the white collar, and that twists and locks the whole mechanism down. And you want these at you want these up and down like that. And the way to tell once you're in, you know, you got everything in there and everything's been twisted around or whatever, just make sure that they're all like this, that this line right here is either down or up. Then you know that you're not like this, okay? So this side is done, and then I tested it. I'll turn it on, we'll check it out. These are bizarre, aren't they? They're like, so it just goes in like that, and then you just shove this back in, and then put the cover on there. Hopefully the cover will fit. Yeah, it looks like it will. There's a lot of room in there. Let's see if that little cooling fan works. You can actually hear them. It's okay if you hear them. They're doing their job. So this is just daytime. You can see how much brighter they're going to be. And then you can see the fan. See? Cool, huh? So they do fit. You know, a lot of times, a lot of these manufacturers, you look at it, it fits your 1991 Mercedes-Benz, fits your whatever your car you have. Yeah, these things they'll fit the hole, but then to get it to hold onto the housing and not flop around and be loose, that can be a whole different story with all these different now on the 300E, it's the same manufacturer. It fit right in. It was no hassle. It was real easy. And it's nice that these are high and low beam, so you don't have to do two bulbs like the Lincoln and the Kia. I had to buy four of these because they have separate, high beam and low beam. So sometimes you have to do modifications, but on the Mercedes, it seems to be a lot easier. I didn't have to modify anything here. I just had to figure out the order of, taking things apart and getting things to fit. So now I'm gonna work on the other side. The other side's real tight. So I think I'm gonna have to remove windshield washer tank. I have it plugged off because this was a heating coil for the windshield washer fluid, but I don't need it because it can be a source of leak. You replace everything. I replaced my entire cooling system, so now I can do a 1,500-mile trip and not even worry about it. Well, these run coolant. And I'm trying to remember, I think there's a hose on the back of the head that goes and feeds this, and then this goes somewhere else. And you can, I have one video where car overheated because the coil in here, the plastic part at the bottom broke. And I was like in the red. I caught it right away, but I was going, where the hell's that coming from? I couldn't figure out where it was leaking from. But it overflowed. It got so hot that this overflowed. So I just capped them off. A lot of people do. And then just joined the two hoses together like that. So if you're redoing your cooling system and you're going to take a 1,700-mile trip and you got a new water pump and you've got new head gaskets and you've got everything that's done, all the hoses, new radiator, everything, that thing can cause your car to overheat and self-destruct the engine if you don't catch it right away. This thing was gushing out freaking coolant. So anyway, I'm going to remove this thing. And I'll let you know how I do that once I figure it out again. Okay, so you remove the tank. You can see it's got one windshield washer. Those are little pumps. And these could get damaged. The seals can get damaged. I think this one was. I just used a clear RTV on both of the bottoms. So you just pull off the one line, a little pair of needle nose this off. And then there's let's see, I think there's another one. Yeah, there's another one right there, same deal. See, they're good and tight still. You need to disconnect this thing if you got to. The bottom has this kind of protrusion that fits into a rubber bushing at the bottom, so you pull straight up once you undo everything, and then it looks like this. It's a good time to inspect everything too. See, there's that rubber right there. That's where that thing fits in, and you can see part of my hood pad. I don't like the hood pads on these cars. I'm going to redo it soon, but not with this foam stuff that just falls apart. Look at it. It's a maintenance item. Yeah, you know, it's a bullshit item is basically what it is. That thing has a fiber hood pad. 30 years old, it's perfect. My 300 SC had a fiber hood pad. The SLs had this crummy foam. Why? Are they trying to make it lighter? You know, it's a heavy car, but come on. You know, I think this lasted maybe 5 years. The heat destroys this foam, so I'm thinking of something else than foam. So we've got this all disconnected. The electrical connectors have this out of the way. Now I can access this cover. You gotta kind of work at it because it's been on there for a while. 30 years. It's out of the way. There. Pull it straight up. And there's your cover. It's a Bosch. Or is it Bosch? So there's your pull that off. Twist off this white thing. There, this is the part. See how way it comes out? It's got those little nubs on the inside. And then pull your bulb out. Come on, baby. There. You know, some people don't like the LEDs. They are blind people. You know what? This is the city of Temecula. It's wine countries, real close by. There's a lot of really dark roads. And, you know, there's a lot of money up here. People have estates and horses and wineries and, you know, that type of stuff. And at least 80% of the cars here are running LEDs, super bright ones. All the new cars have super bright LEDs. You know, and they have those for a reason, because it lights the road up so you can see where you're going. Compared to the old-fashioned halogen light bulbs, incandescent, you know, it's been around since the 40s. It used to be sealed beams and then went to these kind of bulbs, but still it's kind of a yellow light. I mean, it was okay when everybody was running just the halogen lights, you know, but as soon as LEDs hit the market and all the new cars, you know, I mean, it's like candle power compared to, you know, high intensity beam lighting. So that's I've already done all my other cars, and it's day and night. And then there's another thing. And you're coming, you know, you're driving, and another car is driving, and they've got super bright LEDs, and they start to blind you, and they basically wipe out your halogen lighting. It disappears. Well, when you have the LEDs just as bright as these people, you can still see the road. It doesn't wipe out the LEDs. So even though it's blinding you, you're still gonna be able to see the road. You know what I mean? It kind of cancels itself out. Anyways, that's the way I think about it. Okay, got it in. It's a super tight fit to get everything to fit back together and get the cover on. So just go real slow. I think the main connector was kind of at an angle, like kind of down along the bottom and running along this way here. And then you just put in one side to get it to click in, other side to get it to click in. Do not force anything, but it will fit. So now let's give it a shot. Make sure that we hear the fan going. You got one, you got two. Let's see. It's pretty bright just for daytime, you know. Let's go listen for the fan. Hear it? The fan is going. That's a good thing. You don't want that fan to stop. All the fan does is it cools the chip that's in the LED, because you know how computers will have a motherboard with a chip on it that gets really hot, and it has a fan on that chip to cool it down. And that's why they have a fan on there. It's not that the light bulb, the LED gets red hot. It gets hot, but that's why they have the fan on them. Now, some LEDs you can buy, they fit better because they don't have a fan. They just have cooling fins. But there's not a lot of air circulating inside of these closed housings, you know, so they don't last as long. You know, these things draw less energy, you know, than the halogen lights. You can put your hand up against the glass after if it's been on for a half an hour. It's not even hot. With the halogen ones, it is hot. You've probably noticed that. One more thing I thought of. So you get your new LEDs in. And I made marks on the garage door last night of the original headlight pattern hitting the garage door, marked it off with tape. So I know what it was like before and then after. If they're off, you know, if they're off a little bit, just a little bit, you can adjust it with, there's a screw right there, and that'll adjust up and down both sides. I was thinking I should have left that water tank or that windshield washer tank off in case I need to adjust at all. But it's okay, because it only takes less than 5 minutes to get that thing off and put it back on. It's pretty easy. All right, so this is just the regular headlights. I've marked them with tape on the garage door. Oh, can't even see that one. There it is. Yeah. And with all the lights on, this is the voltage, about 13.72. And this is going down my street, regular halogen. You can see one headlight is, the right one is tilted up a little bit too much. Come down here, hit the high beams. Okay. Okay. And then going down the street. Kind of yellow lighting. I had old-fashioned halogen. to adjust those. It's pretty good to me. And we got the voltage reading. It's night, car's running, no lights. Turn on the main headlights. So it's not drawing hardly anything. All right. Doing a comparison. This is with the LEDs. Got pretty good brights. I might adjust them up just a tiny bit. Easy to do. Oh, those brights are great. Yeah, lights it up pretty good. One good thing is I don't have a light out warning on the cluster, as you never know with these things. Well, at least I've got bright lights again. You know, when I was 30 years old, the halogens, it was fine. I could see and all that stuff. But, you know, I'm a lot older now. In night vision, usually when you get older, your night vision starts to go. It's not, you know, you don't have brand new eyes. Anyways, this is the end of the video. So I've got all the lights on. Pretty sure. Yeah, anyway, so this in the video, you know, if you don't like your old-fashioned halogen yellow lights, upgrade to something where you can see at night. Cost was, for this car, it's about $39 for the headlights. I'll put links down below. Alrighty, this is John, and I am out.